Good.
All right.
All right.
And we are live.
Do you realize you said all right for me this time?
I did. You rubbing off on me.
I am rubbing off on you. I am. It's okay. I feel good about rubbing off on you. You rub off on me too, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
Man, so welcome to the Business Heroes podcast, where this is I'm Victor.
I know I'm Victor. Became one flesh, but I mean,
I'm Victor. And what's your name?
I'm Victor.
Okay, you know when people get married, sometimes I don't know if they still do this old school, right? But when people get married, they only say the man's name. Everybody welcome Victor Pyle Jr. No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, I'm Mia, and this is Victor.
Yes.
And we are highlighting business heroes, people that are pursuing purpose and profit so that they can affect the world for good. And I'm just so excited about the guests that we have here today. And you know what? Before we jump into that, we have our own organization called Pain Unwasted, and it was started based on our experience, my experience with mental illness, and just being able to overcome that with powerful tips and tools. And now we go around doing lectures, workshops, public speaking events, just to help bring awareness and to give vital tools to people in times like these. And so if you're interested in knowing more about us, you can always go to our website at painunwasted.org. But enough of us, okay? Listen, have you ever been to somebody's house, they cooked for you, and the food was just jumping good? Yes?
Yes, you did. My mama.
Your mom, you're right. Your
mom
mom is one of those people. That is so true. But the thing is, I love being able to have some really good food. Like, I'm totally a foodie, and even though I'm I'm in the process of changing my diet and being a more healthy person, I'm just so glad to know that there are places in the world that you can actually have really good food, good for your body, good for you, and still feel like you want to slap your mama. Okay? No, not slap my mama, because she wouldn't have that, but
have mercy.
Yes. And why am I talking about food? Because we have an amazing person on here today. We have a chef.
Yes,
and Victor, please tell us more about him.
Yes, I'm going to do just that. So, we're kind of breaking protocol a bit. We're going to skip our word of the day, quote of the day segment, and try to jump right in, because this man's got food to cook. So we are so excited to have Chef Emmanuel Smith on here with us of Heaven's Healthy Kitchen.
Nice. Oh,
so we're not just talking about just great food, but great food that's good for you.
Sounds like it's good for your soul.
It is good for your soul.
Oh, wow.
And,
that's awesome.
I know personally that this man is a man of God, and he is definitely seeking to be a blessing to the world by providing them healthy alternatives to food that they love.
Awesome.
So with Chef Emmanuel Smith, Heaven's Healthy Kitchen is a grassroots business serving and catering plant-based and vegan gourmet foods.
All right.
He's a ServSafe certified food safety manager with a degree in business communications. He's had a passion of cooking since the age of 8 and started taking over the family kitchen at the age of 10.
All right. Yes.
And so he started making up his own meals and putting his own signature touches to them. And his passion is cooking healthy, delicious, nutritious meals, but also cares about the health and well-being of others. And so stay tuned to the end, because he's going to be sharing a bit about 2 programs that he's got coming up this month in a couple of weeks. Okay. So without further ado, we are going to bring on Chef Emmanuel Smith.
Woohoo!
Emmanuel,
all right.
Can you hear me clear?
How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Yes, we're excited. Oh, wow. I really love your name, Heaven's Healthy Kitchen. Okay, that just sounds amazing. And listen, we've been hearing about your food. Okay, your food is, from what we heard, and you know what, I need to more than just hear, Victor. I really think you need to take me there.
Yeah.
And that I need to be taken out to eat. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I think
Exactly.
that's great
Because
idea.
I've only been hearing the rumors and the goodness about how great this food is at Heaven's Healthy Kitchen. But I've not experienced it for myself.
Yeah, we got to fix that.
Okay, fix it for me.
Very
All right, good.
Maybe what we got to do is go to his event come Sunday, July 17th.
All right.
That he's got going on. But he's going to tell us a bit more about that a little later.
All right.
So, Emmanuel, yes, you are here. You're an entrepreneur in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes.
So, how did you get started?
Right.
Well, I have always been While I was raised on a plant-based diet,
Yeah.
and so my mom, I was raised by her, and so he didn't eat meat, he didn't eat dairy. So, so, so I was always introduced, or have been introduced to eating healthy. And so, just watching my mother in the kitchen, she's putting stuff in teaspoons and tablespoons
Nice.
and stuff. And so, I was just intrigued by the whole process. And so, I was like, how can you take flour and put some salt in it and some baking soda or whatever, and this cake comes out, or you mix these things together and here's a pie. And so at first I would just want to pick the bowl and the spoon, and she
Yes.
ate pies and cakes. And so, but I began to become really interested, probably about the age of 7 or 8. And so I would just come in there and just watch her. And at first she's kind of like, boy, gone, because you can't pick the bowl and the spoon and the whisk and
Yeah.
stuff. And so, but then she was like, oh, you're really interested. So she began to teach me the basics of, this is how you measure, and you don't want too much salt or too much this, and this is how much flour you need. And so from that point, I began to watch her more, and then I began to duplicate what she would do.
Wow.
So I'm not a only child, but from the age of 8 till I'm old out, I was the only child in the house. So my imagination and creativity is just so large.
Wow.
So once I'm taught or shown the basics, then I'll add my own touch, or I call it spice. So
All right now.
so that's how it all started.
Are you hearing this, you guys? He said he has been cooking since 7 years old, duplicating mama's cooking.
That's
yes.
serious.
I'm
That is
ready.
serious.
I'm ready to go.
And you know what? I just want to plug in this point. Your mom recognized your interest, and I think it's so key.
True.
Some people, the parents already, before they're even born, the parents know, all right, they're gonna be a doctor, they're gonna be a lawyer, they're gonna be X, Y, and Z. But your mom keyed in. First she thought you were just, trying to be near the food, trying to eat up everything, and she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. He actually has an interest in this.
Yeah.
Let's home in on this. So, the importance of homing in when you can recognize your child has a particular gift versus just trying to fit them into a mold that you have, that you always dream you wanted them to be. I think it's very important, and your mom did a great job doing that.
Excellent. And it really resonates with me, being able to lick the bowl, right? I feel like that's how we grew up in our house. We get to we be fighting over who's gonna get it, But in any case, but I want to know, Emmanuel, so you grew up, your home was plant-based, you all didn't eat meat, as you said, and so that wasn't strange to you. But now, what made you say, you know what, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to just work at another person's restaurant or kitchen. I'm going to have my own. How did you make that shift?
Well, my dad, I give him all of that credit. My dad was an entrepreneur. He was a singer. He drove trucks, so he was multitasking. And so once again, I'm just watching him, and I'm seeing how he's doing everything. So he had the business cards, he had the office. He was a LE actually, and so I went with them.
Can you break down LE for our viewers?
Well, LE literature evangelist. Back then, they
literature evangelist.
all important. So what he would do is he sold Bibles,
Okay.
children's videotapes.
Mhm.
It's just like way back in the day because they don't have video cassette tapes.
That's true.
He sold the African Bible, the really big one that had the
Oh, really?
yes. And so I would
Mm.
go with him, and he would sit down with people and have Bible studies. And so I saw him do that, and that was on the side. He was a full-time truck driver also. So
Mm.
just what stuck out was the business cards. He had his own office, and so I was like, man. And then he taught me to be my own boss.
Mm.
So like all those things like stuck with me. And now I didn't become an adult and was like, all right, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur and and I'm gonna start this cooking stuff. That came much later. Um, but just hard working. I got that from both of my parents. My mother was a LE also come to find out, and I just saw her work hard and just do whatever it took to take care of me. And so and then I saw my daddy on the side. He's an LE. He has his own business. Then he's a truck driver.
Yeah.
Just that by itself is hard work, you
Mm.
know. So both of my parents, I got both of their skills. My dad was more entrepreneur, and my mom was just more just that hustle, get stuff done, don't stop, keep on going, And so, yeah, so the entrepreneur part that came from my dad, just watching him.
Wow. So did you actually work in a few other jobs before you decided to start your business?
Yes, yes. So, coming out of high school, I just had this dream of having my own space, restaurant, being a chef. When I look back at my high school yearbook and my goals, I have literally almost accomplished all of them.
Amen.
Wow.
I yes, I I I wanted to be a chef, have my own business. I wanted to cook and do all these things, and I was like, man, I've pretty much, and I think I've accomplished all of them because one was to have my own space,
Hmm.
and so I finally got that a year ago. So
Yes.
so yeah, I did odd jobs where every job that you can think of, I did it. Fast food, warehouse, temp jobs, everything. Target, yeah, I did it all.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I really love how you said, when you look back at your yearbook, there were goals that you already had, and I don't know about you, but I remember being in high school. I hate to say it, but I think my only goal was to graduate, to be honest. And I guess that's a shame, but like to know that you already had that mindset, you know what I mean? Like, hey, there's some things I want to accomplish in my life, and you wrote them down.
Mhm.
You didn't just have it in your mind, but you put them on paper. And now you can look back and say, man, I've just about accomplished all the things that I said were important to me at this time in my life. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, Emmanuel, before the show, we had talked a little bit, and I was asking you if you were to give this show a title, based on your story, what would you title it? And you told me God's confidence, and I asked you to talk a little bit more about why you would say that. So
Mm.
could you talk about that?
Yes,
Yeah, talk about that for our viewers.
yeah. So, as a child, I stuttered like very bad. Like I can't
Mm.
get words out. It was that bad. Um, at first I thought, well, this is hereditary. My auntie started. Come to find out, my dad kind of stammered. And so I always thought, oh, it's just been passed down to me. So as I got older, I began to look more into it. Like, man, is it something that's in your family that you can get to? And I come to find out that it's based on how you learn how to talk at an early age. Sometimes when you push a child to speak correctly at the beginning and you push them hard, it can sometimes cause stuttering.
Wow.
Because you're the speech, the development is coming too fast, you know.
Mm.
We're in a world where it's like quick, be educated at 2 and 3, and they have all of these things out to speed up. And so, as we know from the Bible, it's all about timing. It's not so much, well, let me make them smart early. You know, let me teach them to be so advanced very quickly.
Wow.
So I learned, and I'm researching because at the time I was nothing really to help me. You know, I didn't have a speech pathologist. We didn't have the money for me to go there. So I was just taught, take your time, take a deep breath, etc. And so I'm a I'm the type of person where I love to talk.
Yes, yes.
So my mom, a child they pick up on their parents' speech.
Yeah.
So my mother talked very fast. So I'm imitating her speech, and so I'm every time I mess up in my speech, I'm corrected. You know, so this anxiety, this pressure to talk perfectly.
Mm.
No one talks perfectly.
No.
And he would say, yeah, like those things make your speech not be perfected. No one can really talk perfectly where I don't say, well, or they pause, or they don't pause.
Right.
So I had this idea that, man, I need to talk like perfectly. Everybody else talks perfectly. And so for a long time, I would have things to say, but I just felt like, man, I'm a starter and everybody's gonna be staring at me and I'm gonna mess up and I'm gonna feel embarrassed. And so oftentimes I would not share things because I thought, man, I'm gonna mess up. And so in the field that I'm in, you have to talk. You have to explain things. And so, but at first, getting in front of a camera like this petrified, petrified me. Answering the phone, saying my name, those things made me, oh, I would just have this fear of, man, I'm going to mess up, I'm going to say it wrong, I'm going to stutter, I'm going to pause. And so, God had to give me the confidence that I have now to get on the camera and speak, you know. And I don't think a lot of people understand what it means to stutter and how that really feels and the impact on your mental, your 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 spiritual. And so,
Wow.
you know, it comes and it goes. Like now I'm kind of stammering, you know, but stuttering is more so like you can't get words out. Like you get stuck and you just, you know, you're not breathing good and you have this anxiety. And so for me, I would say the turning point was I was 19, and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna figure this thing out. You
Yes.
know, I'm gonna go to the library. I'm gonna see how can it be fixed? Is it a disorder? Like what is it?
Wow, that's powerful.
So I began to read books and so there are given tips on what to do. And then I found out all these famous people stuttered.
Mm.
I was like, wow, like you think that you're the only person or
Mm.
a lot of people are not going through the same thing. And so but I stopped at the point where they was like, you tell all of your friends and family that you're working on your speech and just speak extremely slow. And
Mhm.
I was like, I can't do that because I have to work and people are gonna really think, okay, something's wrong with him. Why is he talking so slow? So I actually stopped right there, but I picked it back up when I was 30.
Good.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And so I believe God was pushing me like, hey,
Mm.
you need to talk because I have a work for you to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And so I began to research and I went deeper into my research. Come to find out it's not her hereditary. Um, it's more mental than it,
Mhm.
I think, and just bad habits. You have to over time like work on those. Not breathing and taking your time. And so I started a stuttering chronicles where
Nice.
I spoke on camera for the first time, and I didn't have this fear of, man, I'm gonna mess up because I'm talking about stuttering. So I started that, and so I just felt God saying that you have to talk, and that I'm here with you. I will give you that confidence to
Mm.
not have a fear of speaking. If you mess up, if you stammer, if you pause, if you repeat or get stuck, it's okay.
Yes.
Just keep
Mhm.
on going. People are more concerned about what you have to
That's
say
right.
Mm.
than how you say it. And so it took some time for me to get over the fear that I had for so many years, that, oh man, I'm afraid to talk. And so
Mhm.
at going back when I was 19, I said, I'm gonna speak more. I'm gonna speak to people that's at stores, cash the cashiers, to just build up that confidence. And so
Yes.
from there, it's a habit. How you doing? How's your day? Da, 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 da. So that helped also.
Mm.
Wow, that is so powerful. Like I hear so many gems that you've
Yeah.
shared as you've been speaking. And I mean, I definitely co-sign on what you said. It's more important what you're saying than how it's per se coming out. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
that really resonated with me because I mean the whole time we've been listening to you captivated,
Yeah.
like wow, this is so powerful. And it's hardly mattered at all. It hasn't mattered, how it was coming out. And it was clear to us what you've been saying. And so I really think that's powerful. Another thing that I heard you say was the power of your imagination, right? You talked about how you would imagine yourself messing up and going, and it wasn't going well, and this is what's going to happen, and then that's what would happen. Versus like, it sounds like there was a shift in your imagination where, you know what, I'm going to speak to this cashier, I'm going to speak to this person, and that's like an imagination that I actually am going to speak to them, like had to have seen yourself speaking to them before it happened and not stuttering, and therefore it looks like you had success in that. And that's just really, really powerful to me. That's a really huge, I think, mental health technique, the power of your imagination to imagine good versus, bad or evil.
Yeah. Um, Another thing that came out, and it's slipping me already, but no, you're saying God having confidence in you. And I think that's so important because, I mean, we can look at Moses, right? Moses, he thought he was going to deliver Israel by force of arms at 40. God, sends him to the wilderness. He's a shepherd for 40 years. So now at age 80, I was like, yeah. So I want you to go deliver my people. And he's like, I'm 80, right? And I don't remember the language. So, this, I don't know. I don't think this, you want to send somebody else? But God didn't let him off the hook, And we see the rest of Moses' life going before Pharaoh, despite his, difficulty with the language or his fear, period, and being used in a mighty way. That's documented that we can look back on for inspiration, So, man, it's something to know if God's saying, "I have confidence in you."
Yes.
Then it's just like, what use are our excuses? But God, I'm short, or I can't see, or I can't speak very well, or I can't. But God said, "I have confidence in you. Will you trust me?"
Wow.
To move forward despite what you see. I'm talking about what I see, and I see the end from the beginning. So
that's powerful.
You want to do it on your own, or you want to, work with my plan here. And some of us do want to do it, do our own thing, but it's just like when we really weigh it, just like, well, if God's calling me to do this, then some kind of way he must think or know that I can do this, So I think that you would not let the stammering or the stuttering like slow you down, but to go forward, with God's voice in your ear, just like, no, you gotta learn this, and I'm gonna help you learn this. I think that's powerful, and I think every entrepreneur has to have something, that they really had to overcome in order to even, think to go ahead and pursue business. Because, like you said, there's a lot of communication involved. You're gonna say something?
No, I was just looking at you and thinking you're just so handsome. We
just didn't help it. We're trying to cut out. You're trying to cut out for the sake of time.
But I was also just thinking, like, I mean, because you said, every entrepreneur has to overcome that. And another powerful thing you said, Emmanuel, was, man, I just got to figure this out. I keep hearing entrepreneurs say that, or people say that, like, where you just get to this point where it's like, okay, I just got to figure this out. I have to figure out how this is going to work, and I love that you did that. Another thing you did, you researched, you said, hey, I don't have access to perhaps the professional care that I need or that I would like to have, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to go to my library. I'm going to read books. And then the thing that really, I mean, I'm going to be shouting about this in my private time, was just that you said, I'm going to get on camera. You know what I mean? I'm going to get on camera, and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to face this thing, And so I just thought that was just really powerful. I know we're almost out of time. We always try to ask the entrepreneurs that come on, what is and I don't know if you've kind of already covered it, but I don't know if you want to bring anything else in. And that is to say, is there a challenge as an entrepreneur that you face that you have been able to overcome, and you could, advise other entrepreneurs and say, hey, this is something we faced, and look out for this, but this, and now here's a way to be helpful in this matter. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, um, for me, I was just focused on the cooking part. The
Mhm.
business part, I waited later to take care of that. But I think that you should take care of the business part first,
Mm.
because you already know how to cook or do whatever. But make sure that your business is taken care of. God taught me a very a very good lesson when it comes to that. So my thing was food truck, food truck, food truck.
Yes.
And so I'm pushing forward, and I just give 1,000%. Just
Mhm.
anything I put my hands to do, I'm gonna give it my all. So I'm having people know I'm trying to raise money. I've already hooked that trucks to get, and so God pulled me aside one day and said, if I gave you the food truck now, did you know that you couldn't drive it? And I'm like, huh? He's like, you don't have your ServSafe,
Mm.
so you can't feed the public without that. He was like, you don't have your LLC.
Mm.
I'm like,
All right now. Yeah.
I'm like, you right, God? Like, yeah, like so. What God was telling me is that I'm not gonna give you a blessing and you're not ready.
Woo!
And I was like, what? The fact that God stopped me in my pursuit to say, you have to take care of all of this first. And then God told me this. He gave me this spot, which I wasn't even thinking about, but this was always my dream to have my own
Mm.
spot, you know,
Right, right,
from high
right.
school. Matter of fact, all the way back to I was about 16. And I said, man, I want to have my own restaurant and I can play soft music and
Right.
this, you know. So so I've always had that. But I thought, man, paying the rent and the utilities and it's expensive. So that never crossed my mind. A food truck is much more expensive.
Really?
And the work that you have to put into it is labor intensive
Mm.
because you have to load up that truck. You have to go and park it because you can't park it at your home.
Really?
So God was just showing me like, look, if you get this, you have to do this, 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 and this. And I was like, yeah, that is a lot. And you have to have help. You have to have workers, because if you get busy, you need somebody to take care of the cashier, getting the money. You have to make the plates, take the orders. So you need at least three people. And so currently it's just me, which I know God has given me confidence and strength. Because to do this by myself, yes, I do get help, but there's how to, okay, here's my right hand person. I I don't have it, and I used to complain to God like, God, I need help and I need workers and I need da. And so God was just telling me, well, when I first started to go to God, He's like, you're not that busy. And so I said,
Right.
yeah, yeah, I'm not. Then a friend of mine said, look, God will give you the strength to take care of all the stuff that you need to do. Stop complaining that you
Woo!
don't have help. God,
Woo!
God sees it. He got you. And so to get this spot here of friend of mine said, "Hey, here's this spot." It wasn't this one. And I said, "Hey, here's this spot for a friend or whatever. I thought about you." And so at first, now my first thought is, I can't afford it, and da da da. Holy Spirit said, "Just go check it out." And so I planned, and I'm like, okay, the space is, cool. The price was definitely cool.
Okay.
So I pray on it, guys, like I showed to the place. So yeah. So about to sign the lease, about to pay, get my key, the owner backs out. And so I'm disappointed, and I'm kind of like, God, why would you bring me to this point? And it's a disappointment. And so I was like, well, if it was meant for me to have it, God had gave it to me. So I'm like, well, let me just search, because I haven't even thought about even having a place. So I'm praying and I'm looking around, and so I find this spot, and I'm like, okay, this is bigger. I have to pay more, but I think I'm gonna eventually need more space. So I'm praying and I'm talking to God, and I'm like, God, what about this one? And so God said, yeah. And so here's what God did before my friend told me about the other spot. God provided income outside of HHK,
Wow.
outside of my,
Is
Heaven's
Heaven's
Healthy
Healthy Kitchen.
Kitchen.
yes. And so my income increased, and this was separate from me paying bills at my home. And so that's what made me go, well, I have the money. It's more than my utilities and the rent. So that's what made me go, yeah, I can do this, because this isn't affecting the family.
Yes.
So me getting head spot, it's like, man, it costs more, but I still can cover the rent and the utilities. I was kind of wanting to have some extra, coming in every from that, but I still had some money left over. So
Mhm.
so I get this place, and so I begin to look back like, oh, all right, God, I see what you're doing. So you increase my income outside of what I have to take care of for the family. I said, then you had a friend tell me about a spot, because you know that I went out to
That's right.
search.
Mm-hmm.
And so the disappointment made me go and say, well, I can do this.
That's
I
good.
got a
Wow.
spot. And so the whole food truck thing that I was pursuing, God didn't want me to do that. Not to say ever, but at this point, no. He wanted me to have a spot that I can do the whole hygienic restaurant.
Nice.
So have the mental, the physical, and the spiritual.
Wow.
And see, wow, that's an amazing story. And I want you to go ahead and talk about your upcoming events that's talking
Okay.
about mental, physical, and spiritual, because I want to respect your time. And I know you're going to need to be firing up the grilling a little bit. So talk to
I
us
think we're coming. I
about.
think we're coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So just first, real quick, well, we'll come back to the contact info. Yeah, first, tell us about this event,
Okay.
the health event number 9, live on
Yes.
Facebook.
So 2014, and I'm gonna have to come back and do a part 2, because it's so much to my story, how the health event came about, uh Heaven's Healthy Kitchen. But so the health event was started in 2014. It was God. I went to God and said, God, I've learned about health, so I want to tell others. And so God said, well, because I was into trying to put events together. I was a promoter. I'm still in that mindset too. So I said, God, what should I call it? Because I don't want to just give some cheesy name. God was like, just call it the health event. So
All right.
I was like, all right. And so the whole premise was the three elements: mental, physical, and spiritual. And so just my experience with my weight loss journey, and just learning the health message, that's what sparked it. And so it started in Memphis, Tennessee, and so we moved here to Huntsville. Now, what's so special about this coming Saturday is that this is the first live that we have ever done, and the first round table. And so the round table is just discussing testimonies about health, mental, physical, and spiritual. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be you guys and my wife too. So
Looks like we had a freeze.
Emmanuel, you still there?
yeah, I am.
Emmanuel?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay,
All right,
you're
we
back
can hear
now.
you.
All
All
right.
right, go ahead.
Yeah, so has a purse, and it's gonna be on Facebook. It's gonna be on my personal page. It's Emmanuel Smith. He'll just add me as a friend. Um, it's also gonna be on the health event page, Heaven's Healthy Kitchen page, and Eat to Health and All Things Health group.
Awesome.
It's a group I started from Heaven's Healthy Kitchen. Now Sunday is the pursuit of happiness, health, and wellness uh, festival, and so this is where different small
Ooh.
businesses come out, and they set up a 10 table, and they promote their business. It has grown here because I started it here at where my spot is. I started it maybe 2 years ago, and each time we do it, more people come.
Wow.
So it's actually growing. And so plant-based food, it's about 4 or 5 vendors that are serving uh, plant-based.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, people come out.
All right. So those of you who are here in the Huntsville, Alabama area, you definitely want to be at these two events. And this one sounds really, really good. Plant-based vegan food. And listen, let's say you're watching this show and you're in a whole other city and you've been thinking about coming to Huntsville anyway.
Just come on.
You just might as
Come
well
on.
come on July 17th, just come and be a part. And if you're a vendor, say there's other vendors that they're hearing about this and they actually want to be a part of your
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Is it still open? Can they
Yeah.
still pay and just get in touch with you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they
And
call me, email me, and yeah, we can talk, and I can send the welcome packet that gives all the details of the event, what time it start, what time to be there, and everything. Yeah.
oh, that's
So
awesome.
it's going to be $75 for food vendors, $50 for non-food vendors, but it is free to the public.
Yes, it is.
All right, sounds good. But
Awesome.
come with some money to
Get
buy
you
some of this healthy
food.
food. Some of y'all been wanting
Yeah.
to make a health change anyway, and January.
July.
No, well, I mean January is way back when we started our
Oh, you're talking about like New Year's resolutions and things like that. That's true.
Okay.
Look, you might have dropped it, pick it back up. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
You're going to be inspired. Your tongue will be inspired and your body will thank you.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to leave folks with your contact information.
Yes.
Okay.
Here. So to connect with Chef Smith. Oh, yes. Heaven's Healthy Kitchen at the spot, 1004 Jordan Lane Northwest, Suite 8, Huntsville, Alabama 35816. His restaurant, the setup is L-shaped, and the restaurant is like right in the corner. All right, so you can't miss it. His website is www.orderhhk.com. Also heavenshealthykitchen.com. You can email him at Chef Smith at heavenshealthykitchen.com. You can also find him on social media. He's everywhere. Facebook, Heaven's Healthy Kitchen Spot, Instagram, Heaven's Healthy Kitchen, LinkedIn, Heaven's Healthy Kitchen, TikTok, Chef Smith HHK. HHK is for Heaven's Healthy Kitchen, just in case you missed that. Snapchat, Chef Smith HHK. So check him out.
So now, wait a minute. It sounds like you actually, so let's say a family wanted to order food for the week. They can contact your business and have that catered. Like you do meals for families, businesses.
Yeah.
Oh, individuals, like say somebody's burnt out on cooking and they're like, listen, I just need a chef to help me out here. They can contact you and you can take care of them.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all heard that, business people. You know y'all get busy. You need a chef.
Come on now.
All right. I think you need to go to Heaven's Healthy Kitchen.
That's right.
Yes.
Not I think. Let's do it.
This food will help take you to heaven. Watch out now.
Well, I'm excited to have you come on our show again. I think that would be really awesome, especially talking about more of your journey with the whole mental health piece and how you got into that. Also, I mean, just to throw in there some, in the future, we want to see some pictures of your food. Okay. And
I got plenty.
I bet you do. And I will actually be able to say, guys, this one was my favorite. Okay. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah, this Sunday the 17th. Check them out. Come there from 1 to 4. All right, for the pursuit of happiness and wellness. Summit. I know I'm butchering the name, but man, there was something I was gonna say. You made me forget.
I made you forget. Well, put it back up there. Put the event back up there, and then we gotta let him go because he's gotta get started.
Apart from the event, man.
So this is which one?
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yes. See? So for the 16th, though, as he said, I think it was breaking up right around that time. So Mia will actually be on
this one.
On the 16th, this Saturday. The event starts from this one. It's from 1 to 4 Central Standard Time. We are in Huntsville, Alabama, Central Time. So from 1 to 4, you can go to Emmanuel's page or the health event page.
This is a virtual event.
Yes, and all things health. It starts at 1. Mia's going to be on, I think, around 2, sharing her testimony and have some dialogue with Emmanuel then. So
all right.
Don't miss it. He's got a lot of other great presenters that will be on for that. Okay, Emmanuel, we're going to let you go. Fire up that grill. And
thank you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Yes,
and greet your family for us.
Yes, indeed.
I will.
All right.
All right.
Well, folks, there we have it. Chef Emmanuel Smith from Heaven's Healthy Kitchen.
Yes.
Man, his story is powerful. We only got snippets, you know, but that he was on camera, despite, prior challenges with, his speech and everything. I think it's amazing. And he not walked away, but the theme of his story or his life is God's confidence in you. Yeah. And so, look, if you left it with nothing else, and there was lots to take away from this, but don't doubt that God believes in you and the ability that he has placed in you to do great things. Yeah. The devil may try to discourage you and make you look at your faults, flaws, or apparent setbacks. But God says, look, I can do all that. I can use you in mighty ways, just like he used Moses and David and so many other people that may have seemed unqualified to fulfill the role that he had for them to fill. He used them anyway and did great things. And he can do the same through you watching. All right. So I don't know if you have any closing words, but I'm done.
No, I just love it when shows have like a part 2, where it's like, oh yeah, this has to have a part 2.
Yes.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you all for watching. If you were blessed in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. And
order from Heaven's Healthy Kitchen, y'all.
Yes.
Go ahead and order.
Yes.
Or invest. Even better.
Watch out now.
Yes.
All right. Well, you all stay blessed and take care until next week when we meet again.
Yes. Awesome.